Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Today, well tonight, I've just done a Carlsberg review and I've moved on from the cheaper lagers. I'm going to review tonight one that the first time I had it I thought it was rubbish. But as your taste buds develop, when you start drinking real ales, and you move away from lagers onto real ales, and you're drinking different types of real ales, and then also like you move on to wines as well. If you've never been a wine drinker, when you first drink a wine, it's like bloody vinegar, and then the more you develop your taste, your taste buds and whatnot, the more you get used to different flavours and strengths and that. So the first time I had this, I thought it was horrible. And the design's not the same as it used to be. Mcewans Champion, 7.3%. So, it's one of them that's going to, hit you where it hurts sort of thing. So, here's a bit of the info. Brewed specifically as a competition entry, then going on to take first place, Champion was the obvious name for this outstanding premium beer with a rich, strong flavour and unique, sweet and fruity character. Champion is a firm favourite in the McEwan's range. Yeah, it was a Tesco's competition and they called it Champion #1 or something along them lines. So, there's the old, if you can see it on there. Get it closer. That's the old design. That's the design I used to know. This new design's not as nice, if I'm being honest. So, 53 ratings on Rate Beer, another different site. 3.25 out of 5. So, originally filtered in 500ml bottles, milliliter bottles. Used to be known as #1. Then in '97 it was renamed #1 Champion Ale after winning the Tesco bottled beer competition. Renamed in 2004 to Champion. Production moved from Fountain to John Smith's in December 2004. John Smith's? That's interesting. Is it Heineken then? Also see Gordon Highland Scotch. Production moved to Bedford in late 2011 following the acquisition of McEwan's and Younger brands by Wells and Young from Heineken. Wow. So Wells and Young, who make Bombardier and obviously Young, Hermbrew stuff. Quite interesting that with the changing of oh bugger, go away. So yeah, that's better. 500ml bottle from Morrison's. This is 3.5 out of 5 rating. It poured a dark amber with off-white head. Pleasing aroma, a burnt caramel. Tastes good, malty, decent carbonation, oily on the palate, bitterness at the end. Overall enjoyable and would have it again gladly. Oh, now here's an absolute pitiful review. 0.7 out of 5. Now that is bad. The beer has changed from the one picture. It has rated 4.5 overall. Otherwise, it has no Scottish flag. The dress has changed from Edinburgh to Wolverhampton on the bottle, and it currently is being marketed same great taste. No, it is not. It is now an utterly revolting beer. I presume they must have moved production, in which case it shows you how the water and barley used can affect the taste. I've noticed this in Castle Rock's Harvest Pale. The Marston's bottled version, which is 4.3%, is not as good as the Castle Rock 3.7% Harvest Pale. And so he's put here, I'm fed up because I really like that beer. I'd rather give up beer than drink the new version, which is putrid. That is going to be interesting. Right, bottle from Lidl, and this is 6 months ago. Clear amber brown body with a thick off-white head that holds lively combination, good lacing, aroma of toffee, rusted metal, cigar, burnt sugar and wood. Flavour of nuts, toffee, apple, raisin and prune. Bloody hell, this bloke's got a fantastic nose. If I could smell all that stuff, Medium body with an oily texture. Soft carbonation. A fine Scotch ale at a bargain price too. So, because my dinner's coming soon, we'll crack on. And I've cleaned the glass as well, because I had Carlsberg and that was not good. So, splattered out a bit, it's dripping on my plumbing floor. Hey, that's the wooden floor knackered. Right, let's see how it pours. Like anything, I believe that obviously water, where the water comes from, is going to make a difference. You know, if it was brewed in Scotland, you know, they might be brewing from fountain water, spring water, and it might taste better. I mean, where it's brewed now, it might be just blooming tap water. And, you know, these things do make a difference. Same with the barley. You know, all ingredients, you know. So, you know, it's got a good head on it. Woof, hey. I've only had off a can of Carlsberg to review. You can't see it on the camera, I don't think. But there is lacing carbonation, you know, if you don't know the lacing, what lacing means. Obviously a good head on it. Good dark colour. Very malty in the smell. As I was pouring it, I did get the smell of roasted nuts and that, you know. I'm not getting some of the other stuff that that bloke said, but obviously his nose is, you know. Yeah, I can't get much more than that. It's got the same strength that I remember. Yeah. So maybe that bloke had a bad batch, a bad bottle. It does happen. I mean, I had a bottle of Marco Pierre White the other day, which was the most rancid beer I've ever had. It may be that it was just a bad bottle. And please, if you're from that brewery, I'd love to be proven wrong. As with this though, let's go for this. Oh, yeah, it's got some. There's some nice taste to this. So I'm gonna have to contradict what the other person wrote. I mean, I've had it. I don't think it's just right. Aroma of toffee, roasted metal, cigar. Yeah, there is a smokiness. So I won't say it's cigar. Burnt sugar wood. Flavour of nuts, toffee, apple, raisin, and prune. Okay. By doing that, by getting a little bit in your mouth, if you can, and sucking through your teeth, it brings out the flavour in a rush to your head. Please don't fall over while you're doing it, because, and especially if you already had a few, because you'll feel battered even more. I was on a wine course in London. Me, my former boss, was it London? No, it was Leeds, Bradford, and it was the first course we went on. That was it. Me, Nicola and Paula, and we were on this course, and they're having to suck for our teeth, and it's not as easy as it sounds, you know. And this is port we're doing, but you can do the same for beer, lager, you know, to bring the flavours out. You know, it is the way of doing it. Yeah, it's a real. You get a real strong. Nuts, there's a little bit of nuts. Yeah, there's an hint of toffee. I don't understand. Medium body, yeah, I would say, yeah. I don't know about the oily though. Oily texture. I mean, what it is, it's a fine beer, you know. I think that bloke had a bad bottle. I mean, you can get bad batches, you know. Sometimes you'll brew, like me, I homebrew. And I do everything right, or I think I've done everything right, and sometimes it just doesn't turn out as good as the last time I did it, where it turned out fantastic. I had that with a Shiraz that I did. The first time I did it, it was bob on, and my brother didn't think so, but you know, I loved it. I thought it was sound. Second time I did it, I was not impressed at all. So that's either the ingredients weren't as good, or my brewing wasn't up to scratch. So you know, things can change. I would think they'd have quality control at the breweries. Well, maybe not in the case of that Marco Pierre White, but at most breweries there's good quality control. I mean, you're not going to churn out stuff that's absolutely rancid. We'd think not anyway. So my camcorder's on red, so I need to get cracking. So yeah, lovely strong beer. You're not going to drink too many of these, you know, unless you are a drinker who can withstand. But like anything, once you've been drinking, if you drink this regular, you'll be able to drink 4 or 5 of these, no problem. You know, if you came onto it after drinking something else, and you know, this would hit you for 6 because of the strength involved, and because of the fact that your body's not used to the hops, the flavour. You know, it all makes a difference. You'd be surprised. Which is why on a night out in town, whenever we sometimes have a Mansfield Road night out, and you lit the pub, one pub to another, and at home I could quite easily drink 9 or 10 pints, and for the best part be sober. I'm going down Mansfield Road, and you know, 5 or 6 pints in, you're thinking, bloody hell, I'm feeling battered. In fact, sometimes, you know, when it's beers you've never tasted before, they hit you harder than beers you've tasted. It's like your body's, you know, it makes you wonder, you know, if your body can think, right, oh yeah, I've had this before, right, but this is how we deal with that. And it just makes you wonder if that's the thing. And it's the same with wines. I can drink my homebrew wine, and because I've had, obviously drank quite a bit of it, it doesn't affect me that much. I'll crack open a bottle of normal wine that I bought from Lidl or Aldi or wherever, drink that first glass, and I'm thinking, Jesus, this is strong. And you look at the ABV and you think, no, it isn't. It's just that my body is used to that particular wine, beer, lager or whatever. So when you're mixing, it's mixing, like spirits, when you're mixing different ones, and especially ones that you've never tasted before, because obviously if you go to real ale pubs, you don't want to be drinking the same stuff that you've drank everywhere else. You want to be drinking new stuff. Common sense, and you know, it's only right that you're going to do that. Unless you're like me, go to the Castle Rock pub on Mansfield Road, Lincolnshire Poacher, and walks in. I've seen this strawberry milkshake drink or shortcake. Got the fucking £6 for a pint, eh? What are you doing? £6, eh? I mean, I like a drink, but £6. It's not worth £6. I mean, it was okay, I suppose, but I was more pissed off that I paid £6. Oh, for me, this is the sort of beer you want on a winter's night, sat at home in front of the fire, watching Christmas films, as I will be doing from October onwards, like we normally do. And you got to celebrate Christmas. You know, it's one of them beers, you know, and it's one of them that hits you. You know, no matter how big a drinker you are, unless you're an alcoholic and you really are necking beers all day long, you know. So I disagree with half the reviews on there. There may have been a glitch when they swapped breweries from Scotland to England. Bit of a shame it's not brewed in Scotland, but it's the same as at Newcastle Brown Ale. Newcastle Brown Ale is brewed in bloody Holland. So, and you know, we've lost a lot of our. It's great to see so many new breweries coming through, but like Nottingham, we've lost the original Shipstons, the original Home Ales, Mansfield Brewery, Hardy Hanson's in Kimberley. You know, it is a sacrilege that those companies sold out to bigger companies like Scottish and Newcastle, who bought home ales, if I'm right, and then they drop all the names, you know. And there's a company in Nottingham who actually bought the Shippos brand back in. My dad had Shippos when I was a child. I mean, I was 7 or 8 at the time. Yeah, I would be, yeah. And I can remember him coming home with Shippos ale, you know, because he used to go to the little, he used to have a little off-licence hatch in them days, you know, on the outside, and you go, excuse me, can I have a bottle? And you go and buy bottles of Shippos through this hatch, you know. Strange how pubs are nowadays. God knows what that noise is in the background. But yeah, and they've brought that brand back, and you know, really, that's part of our heritage. We need to be bringing those brands back. I mean, I'd love to see Castle Rock bring back all the, you know, like the Ard Jansen beers and the Mansfield beers. You know, I think Mansfield are still around, but they're not as good as they used to be. So for this, out of 5, what would I rate it? It is a very nice ale. It's very strong, you know, I can feel it. It's giving me a right kicking. I would say a 4.6 out of 5. It's that good. Well worth a try. And I dare not have any more because I will be on my back. Thanks for watching. See you soon.